Today we're looking at math lesson 10.2. Use place value to add. I can use place value and regrouping to add 2- and 3-digit numbers. Now you can probably already add two 2-digit numbers and regroup, right? Take a 10 and put it over. If you get too many in the ones, you take it and put it over. Spark your learning. The library has 1,000 travel books. There are fewer than 100 United States travel books. The rest of the books are international travel books. So United States travel books talk about things in the United States. International includes things all over the world. Okay? How many United States travel books and international books could the library have? Okay, so they have 1,000 travel books. And they have fewer than 100. There are fewer than 100 United States travel books. So how many could they have? So we're going to draw it out with our base 10 blocks. Okay. Possible. This is possible. Now, does it tell us how many United States travel books there are? No, it says fewer than 100. And the library has 1,000 travel books. So it could be any combination, but we just have to remember that we have to keep our U.S. books to under 100. So let's pick a number under 100 to use for our U.S. travel books. Catherine. How many? 98, she says. Okay. So first we're going to represent 98 with our base 10 blocks. So we're going to draw 9 sticks, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There's one group of 5. 60, 70, 80, 90. Now, how many little ones cubes are we going to draw? 8, because there's an 8 in the ones place. So we're going to draw them in groups of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then how many do we need over here? 6, 7, and 8. So these are our U.S. travel books. Okay? So your diagram should look something like that. Thumb up if you have that. Okay? Now, we need to figure out how many is going to make that to be to 1,000. Okay? So we need to figure out what plus 98 makes 1,000. Okay? What are we going to have to do? So 98 plus n equals 1,000. Sorry, I thought I'd be able to write out there. Okay? Can we subtract that? Yeah. Can we draw on from our 98 till we get to 1,000? Let's put down, so we're looking for this n. Let's put down 2 ones right here because that gets us to what? If we're at 98 and we go 99, 100. Now, we know that we have base 10 blocks. What do these represent? 100, right? So if we're at 100, we could go 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Okay, let's check and see if this adds up. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Okay, 990. are 910, 920, 930, 940, 950, 960, 970, 980, 990, 991, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 999, 1,000. So this is our unknown international book. So let's figure out what this is. What is it? 900 and there's no tens. So we have a 2 in the ones place. So 902. And if we stack and add, 8 plus 2 is 10, right? 9 plus 1 is 10, and 9 plus 1 is 10 more. So we got 1,000. So there are 98 U.S. travel books and 902 international. All right, good job. Turn to the Build Your Understanding. Next page. All right, we're going on to the Build Your Understanding. Okay, there are 398 adults and 54 children on the ferry from Oregon to Washington. How many people are on the ferry? How can you represent the problem in a chart? How many adults did they say there were? And how many children? So if we're going to put 398 in this chart, what are we going to put? If we're looking at the adults, what are we going to put in the hundreds place? A 3. What are we going to put in the tens place? And what are we going to put in the ones place? Now, if for the children, what are we going to put in the hundreds place? Nothing. Or you could do 0. What are we going to put in the tens? 5. And what are we going to put in the ones? Okay. Let's read our little help box over there. It says to regroup is to exchange amounts of equal value to rename a number. For example, 17 ones is the same as 1 10 and 7 ones. Or 13 tens is 103 tens because it's 13 tens, not 13 ones. So there is a little difference in those. Okay. What do you notice when you add the digits in each column? So let's add each column. 9 plus 5 is what? 14. And 3 plus nothing here is 3. What do we notice? Okay, we do need to regroup. And why do we need to regroup? Because our numbers in the tens and ones are what? Greater than 10, right? 12 is greater than 10, and 14 is greater than 10. The number in the ones and the tens is greater than 10. And anytime we get greater than 10, we have to do share it to our next place value, right? So if it's too much in the ones, we got to share it to the tens. How can you regroup in each column? Explain how you regrouped. Okay? So they crossed out the 12, right? And they took 10 away from that, correct? And that left them with 2 right here. They brought 1 over here to add to this 14. Yeah. So 14 plus 1 is 15. Now, can we leave it at 15? No. So we're going to have to take 10 away. So 15 minus 10 is? 5. We're going to bring a 10 over here to the 3. And 3 plus 1 is? 4. So anytime you add the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and as you start adding into the thousands and 100,000s, anytime that number is greater than 10, you have to take one group of 10 and add it to the place value to the left. Which you've probably been doing that before. Okay, we're going to write up an explanation. Regroup 12 ones as 1 10 and 2 ones. Add the regroup 10. Regroup 15 tens as 100. 5 tens. Add the regrouped 100. Okay, I'll type that in. So the written explanation is regroup 12 ones as 1 10 and 2 ones. That's what we did when we subtracted 10 from 12. Add the regroup 10 to our 14, which made it 15. Then regroup the 15 tens as 100 and 5 tens. We did that. We took 10 away. 10 groups of 10 is 100, so we added a 1 to our 3. So how many people are on the ferry? What did we come up with down here? Whoops. 452 people. The Delgados travel by plane from Houston, Texas to Orlando, Florida. Then they travel by bus from the airport to a hotel. Distances are shown on the map. So you can see from Houston to Orlando is 842 miles. And then from Orlando to the hotel is 27 miles. How many miles do they travel? What equation can you write to model this problem? What is our equation? What are we doing, first of all? We're adding. Whoops. We're adding. So we're going to add the miles that they fly to the miles that they drive to their motel. Okay, that's going to equal n. Write the problem in the chart, add the ones. How can you regroup and record the ones? Explain. Add the tens, then add the hundreds. Okay, so we put our numbers in our chart. Now we're going to add. What is 9 plus 7? 16. Okay, 16 larger than 10? Yeah. So in the ones place is a 6. We're going to put that down here. And we're going to regroup those 10 ones over here. So 1 plus 4 plus 2 would be what? 7. Okay. Do we have to regroup? Is 7 larger than 10? No. No. So then in our hundreds, we just have 8. Okay. So now over to the side, it says 9 ones plus 7 ones is 16, or 1 10 and 6 ones. So I wrote 6 ones in the ones place, and I wrote 10 in the tens place. So I'm going to stop the recording and type that in. All right, so here's our written explanation. 9 ones plus 7 ones is 16 ones, or 1 10 and 6 ones. So I wrote 6 ones in the ones place, regroup to the 10, the 1 to the tens in the tens place. So you need to stop your recording and write. Okay, so our next question is, how far did the Delgados travel? Well, what did we find? How many miles did they travel? 876. Okay? Show how you can use expanded form and partial sums to check your work. How is this like using price value to add? So this is what we did yesterday. So we're going to write our problem 849 plus 27. We're going to put our line. Then we're going to move our 849 and our 27 down into their expanded form. So we're going to have 800 plus 40 plus 9. And then we're going to have 20 plus 7. Okay? Then we're going to use those partial sums and we're going to add them together. And 9 and 7 is 16, right? So we know that's larger than 10, so we're going to regroup a group of 10s over here. So 40 10s plus 20 10s is 60 10s, right? Plus one more is 70 10s. And then we just have our 800. If we add that together or take our place values, we have an 8 in the hundreds, a 7 in the tens, and a 6 in the ones. Please go to the next page and do your step it out and check understanding, and then come back to the video for the answer. Here are your answers to the check understanding. Please continue on to the on your own.